Hi everybody, I am on Facebook Live and I'm hoping that you can see me and you can hear me. So this is a weekend I hope you're enjoying. It's supposed to be snowing today in Edinburgh, but it hasn't, so maybe it will. But what I want to I thought it'll be a good time to share something with you. I know I had done the first Facebook Live some time back and it was great fun, and so I wanted to keep the momentum about what we were talking there and possibly some new topic as well, which actually I'm inspired by a question asked by Ujjwal Dubey in the last Facebook Live that we did. And he asked the question, how to handle the fear once you are facing it. And Marion Scott as well asked, voted for that question to be answered. So I thought that I should talk to you about that. It's a very important topic. I think every person has faced that in their lives, and I think that no matter how many fears you've faced, you're going to have some new tests all the time. So how do you learn to be present in the new situation that you've never ever faced is so important to understand. Otherwise we will never be able to take the new steps in our lives that we want to. And that the key thing for that is to be yourself. Now, what do you mean by being yourself? It means that you totally are comfortable speaking your mind or expressing yourself, your opinions peacefully. It doesn't have to be anything, in a way to make others uncomfortable, but when you're not doing things to impress, but you're doing things to share simply joy, love, and you're doing because you know that if you don't do those things, you will feel like you're missing out on something in your life, that you are unable to find, peace. Because if I am not doing things that I want to, and I'm doing things simply to impress others or to fit in a norm or to simply, just go by, not do anything out of the, norm, and just do what you're supposed to do and you're used to doing rather, you will just be where you are and your dreams will never be faced and you will never try anything new. And as a result, whenever you do have the opportunity just comes along, even though you never said yes to it, what happens is that you're not able to face that because the fears overcome, and then it happens that the confidence, the process of being able to take action at that time just disappears, because you're just standing there like, I am not ready for this. But the opportunity has come, and that's when you got to step up. And I can see many people joining here, and it's good to see all of you guys. Just leave me any questions or anything that you're thinking while I'm talking, because it'll be good to have a two-way conversation on that. So, well, I want to make sure that Ujjwal's question, I'm really looking into it on a deeper level. So we're really talking about how to face the fear once you're facing it. So, so I'm enjoying this question a lot because I've faced this in so many ways in my own life, and what I've understood is that you're never ready to face something that you're scared to face. You just have to jump in, and that is the key to beginning to even doing what you want to do. Because truly, when you really want to do something and you are facing the fear, that is the key, the time that you got to just focus on the end goal, where you're reaching, and the process of how to reach, everything starts happening because you're just focusing on the joy, the benefit of what it is bringing to you. And that is the important focus that you need to keep, and not on the fear. Because when you're in the fear, you're just going to, you know, be in your head rather than in your heart, and you will not tune into what you are creating. The joy of that beautiful process of whatever you're creating has to be from the place of love, from the place of joy, and not from a place of fear. So if we look in a situation with that attitude, you're going to stop yourself even before you start, and the leap of faith never happens, and then you are totally in a space where you're like, oh, this is not for me, but deep down you want to do those things or try something new. And I feel that most of the people are always equipped to do what they want to do, and just because they've never done it, or just because they're waiting for some permission, that's why also they push themselves back. So because when you want to do something, the nudge from inside comes again and again, and that's a sign from above. You know, I think that's a sign from above that you got to do something, because you'll feel suffocated if you do not do that. You'll feel like something is missing. You'll feel bored. You'll feel stagnant. You'll feel like there's something that is creating a kind of a rut where you're just stuck. And if that's the case, then, and you're facing something that's scaring you to do, that's when you got to remember the higher purpose, what you're here for, why you're getting to that point, and to understand that the deeper calling of reaching to the end goal as to what's that joy that's going to bring to you. And when you're bringing that joy, you know, you're being yourself. You know, it's not about being something else. You're just being you. Your joy of being there is you. You know, you're not doing it to impress anybody. You're not doing it to you know, fulfill some obligation. You're doing it because there is a bigger purpose for, maybe, you know, you're facing a relationship, maybe you're facing a job change, or, you know, it could be anything. You know, the question which was asked here is very general. And so when we are comfortable to be ourselves in our day-to-day lives, you know, we are comfortable saying yes when we want to say yes, and then when we are saying no, when we want to say no, we say no. But when we start trying to do things just to please others and we're not ourselves, then it's hard to be ourselves in a situation where we are scared or when we are fearful of taking a new step, because that's where we are called to be a highest, authentic, pure self, to be ourselves in that situation. And if you're not used to being like that in our day-to-day lives, and we are complying to things that we are doing out of fear anyways, then it is harder. So if somebody has a lot of problem of, you know, facing situations suddenly, I would say learn to look into your own eye first. Because if you're not able to look into your own eyes and call on to your own self, look, you know, I would say to myself, Robin, you got to do this. So if you're not going to do that every day for things, and you're not conscious of yourself, you're not being authentic, true to yourself, you're not saying no to somebody who's going on and on telling you to do something and you want to say no, or that's when you will, you know, this is how you train yourself every day to be your true authentic self. And then it is easier to stand up for yourself when the bigger calling or the bigger situation comes, to stand up when you've got to step up when you're scared. And you know you've got to step up, because that's like standing up for what is right and for yourself, for your life, for your joy. And So, by the way, thanks for everybody who's been joining. I've just been talking and not noticed everybody here. So, hi everybody. I'm just looking at your names. And yeah, thanks for liking as well. And I welcome all of you. It's nice to connect with you guys, and just instead of chatting on Facebook, like I put daily posts or things, but it's a different thing to have a one-to-one conversation where we are understanding and having a deeper conversation. So please join in. It's I think once we are comfortable being ourselves, once we're able to see ourselves into our own eyes and call ourselves out, we'll be able to face anybody's eyes and call out for whatever's needed, or stand up for an opportunity, or just stand up for yourself. Really, that's what really facing fear is. So as long as we are facing, or rather standing for what's true to us, what's meaningful for us, and that is from a place of love, that's from a place of joy, that's a place from, I think, that keeps us safe, that energy of that, knowing, and that you're comfortable with that knowing, and that is where you will sense that I am confident, because I know, it is from a place where I am caring. It is from a place where I am truly wanting the best for me, wanting the best for somebody. And so what if I make mistakes on the way? And so what if I have to learn a little bit longer? Because we human beings, are meant to learn, to grow, to create our own destiny. So as long as we learn to take the leap of faith, because we're going to wait for fear to go. Fear never goes. We just have to plunge in. But when we plunge in with this energy, this intention, this attitude that we have this strong inner faith in our own self, that we know who we are and are standing up for what is only right and loving and meaningful and beautiful for ourselves and for everybody. And that's when we are comfortable and knowing and that we have a true connection with ourselves, then we can be that solid person for others and stand for others too. And so I think most of the time fears are always also an illusion. Like, half the time the fears are not even true. It's like, what if that happens? What if that happens? So if you have anything in your mind when I'm talking about these fears, feel free to put it down, because it will help me to understand more what you are thinking, and mention anything else that comes in your mind, because I know it's a weekend and not everybody's watching it live, but when you're watching it's recording as well, please feel free to, because I'll reply to you guys. And also, of course, in the next, whenever I do the live, I will answer more deeply anything that's a question like this that I can go deeper into as well. So whatever fears that sometimes we think could be illusion. And when we are facing those illusions, it's important to understand, think about it like it's a box, that our fears are. What are those boxes? Some box, this box should only have what is real. So if you're thinking like, what if I fail the exam? And is that true? It's not happened. It's just your fear. And so I don't need to hang on to something that's just going to drag me down further into my energy. And I rather focus on accomplishing something, and focusing on that I will be successful. Because if I'm focusing on the end result, that I want to be there and make my life, maybe it's a test for your career. So you're just focusing on that, where you're just focusing on the good, not on the negative, not on the bad, not on the worry, not about the anxiety. Because that's just false alarms, you know. That's just going to bring you down, and we want to focus on what is really important to fear. Rather, you would rather fear that I haven't actually studied for the exam, and I would actually take action to make sure that doesn't happen, right? So if, for example, you haven't called somebody and you need to call, then you do the action step. So that is, you know, half the time a lot of us people are very confused in our energies of thoughts and patterns that are not even true. And I would suggest that if we focus on that, we have a box, and where we're only focusing on things that are real in our lives, that things that I can do, things that nobody can stop me from, because it's in your control. I mean, you know, to get a job is not in your control, for example, but to do your best, and then to trust and have faith that whatever is good for you will come for you, because you're doing from a place of energy of complete faith. You're doing from a place of complete confidence in yourself. And when we have the energy of that, the universe responds back, because it brings in the energy of whatever is your energy. But even if you have the energy of, say, you're focusing on anxiety a lot, that, you know, that's when things are not going to come your way the best way. I'm not saying it won't come, but it just delays, or it just is, you know, not in the right way. You'll always notice the people who are just relaxed and happy, and out of the blue they got the job or they got something, and that's the energy you want to be, in a playful, in the right energy of, you know, feeling like trust in the universe. So when you're in a playful energy, it's always because you're trusting in the universe that whatever you're asking, whatever you're intending, it is coming to you, and you just have to have the faith. And so a lot of times the confidence is a mindset. It's not always that you have a proof of the result already in front of you. And that's why change or anything that you want to create in your life requires a lot of understanding of, you know, simply just the feeling of the faith that it'll happen, you know. Now, I made loads of changes in my life, and you know, I did move from corporate background to this field of coaching therapy, and I've been doing this for 12 years now, and I never thought that I could do it when I started it, and I took the leap of faith. I did what I wanted to do, because I always looked at the bigger picture of what was my purpose, what made me feel happy, because I knew if I stayed where I would just feel suffocated, and I wanted to do it for me, and not for anybody, not to prove anything, just for me, because I needed to breathe. I didn't want to feel suffocated. So I think that's what gave me the confidence, that I followed my heart. I followed what made me joyful. I followed what made me feel complete and made my life more meaningful. And that is why I feel that, you know, I always understand that you have to plunge in things sometimes, even though you don't know the full picture. And confidence will come with as you begin, because, you know, it just, you know, it doesn't happen before. You never feel complete and perfect when you start, never do. And you have to begin at the beginning. So I would say that as long as you know who you feel, you know, you are, that you know your dream and you believe in it, and you are ready, and no matter what circumstances come in your life, you're just going to feel like you're moving in the right direction, and you're not waiting for approval, you're just doing it for you. And when you are, now I did obviously, I want to add in this before, that I did change relationship as well. I had, I think it's 6 years, I think, when I was divorced. And so it is all the things that changes I've done, you know, it's not easy. So you do it because you know it's right at the moment, at that time, and I did made some changes even in my health. I lost 3 stones of weight, and which is in about 20 kilos, and everything I was doing was for me first, because I knew I had to take care of me. I had to do for my inner happiness. And I think the confidence was not like out there like a big thing, but I was doing what felt right. And that's when the confidence comes, as long as you're true to yourself. That's why I keep saying, be yourself, be true to yourself. It's like you take care of yourself like you are your own mom, you know. You're the baby and you're the mom. And if you're true to yourself, you're not going to do anything wrong for you. In fact, you will push yourself to do what's right more. And because you're doing this for yourself, it's easier to do that for others, because you have more energy of self-care, so you want to offer more to others. Plus, you are able to care for you more, so you want to take care of others more. And of course, that's why I'm in this work of caring and helping others. So I feel like, you know, a lot of people you know, want to feel like they want to have confidence from outside somewhere, and it is something that you build from within, and it's a day-to-day practice to be yourself every single day and not let yourself down every single day. And so thanks everybody who's joining in. It's wonderful to see you guys, and thanks for your likes as well, and your and please feel free to share this as well if you think what I'm talking would help somebody, or people in your community, in your list. So I you know, a lot of times I would say that, you know, when this is something you have to build from a while, you know, your energy of confidence. But say you are in a space, and it can happen to anybody, like, you know, who's been true to themselves, can come on in a situation and they're feeling nervous about something. What do you do at that point? Now, first of all, I would say is that if you have this time to actually not be in the situation right away, you know, I would say do something more like physical. Simply like go for a walk, or do some exercise, because when we're in a space of head and tension and worry, it's important to get back to your body and get grounded. So if you can be in the nature for a bit and then go back to the situation, you may feel like it's not so daunting or it's not so scary, and you're much more able to handle it. And there's one very easy and beautiful technique I'd like to share with you. Now, this is something I've shared with many people. It's very simple. And strangely, today's intent actually says it as well, that I posted on my page. You know, I post daily intents, which is simply, intents is like lines that you say it regularly or to yourself. You're intending that you're going there, or you are in that energy space, that what it was written there. So today's was like, I'm breathing in love and I'm breathing out peace. So this is perfect for this situation as well. Now I write intents and I, you know, design them inside today's Facebook Live. So it's interesting. So I do that as a practice. If you wish to join me, and you just take a nice deep breath, and my Facebook Live says, can you all see me here? For some reason I thought I was disconnected for a bit. Hi Gail, thanks for sharing your mention. Thank you for being here. I thought for a moment I thought I was going to get disconnected, because that Facebook page, the connection is getting weak. So I hope I wasn't disconnected. So anyways, oh hi, yes Gail, you said I was, but you're there now, so it's good. I'm there rather. Okay, so let's do this exercise of breathing in love. It jumped. Okay, great. So I wasn't really disconnected. Perfect. Thanks for that, Gail. So what we're really going to do now is do a little bit exercise of breathing in and out with the intention of breathing in love and breathing out peace. So what we're going to do is say in our minds, or rather, if you know, I'm going to say it aloud for you. So I'm breathing in love, and you're just breathing in, take a nice deep breath, and you're intending that I'm breathing in the energy of love. So you're breathing in love and breathing out peace. You can do that through your mouth, through your nose, or whatever feels right to you. So we'll do it for a while, so that we are in the state of quick peace quickly. You know, when you're in state of, say, if you face this in a situation, you know, facing a situation where you are, you know, nervous or stressed out, doing this in your mind can help you calm down. So we'll just try this again. Breathing in love and breathing out peace. Breathing in love, breathing out peace. So you intend, actually, I am breathing in love. I am breathing out peace. I'm breathing in love. I'm breathing out peace. I'm breathing in love. I am breathing out peace. We'll do a little bit more. I'm breathing in love. And I'm breathing out peace. And at this point, you can just do this exercise on its own, but I'll just add a few things here. Think about all the spheres that came in your mind while we were chatting just now, or maybe it's one main thing that's in your mind. Notice, where do you sense it in your body? Is it stored? Do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it in your chest? Where do you feel it? And just put your awareness in that spot. Where you sense the fear, just put your awareness in your body and that spot, and just continue breathing. You can even close your eyes. And as you breathe in and out, you're just observing where you're feeling that feeling of darkness, of that fear, or the heaviness of the fear. You may see it, you may feel it, you may just notice it, like knowing. So it's different for everybody. So wherever you sense it, now you just look at that energy in that part of the body and know that that fear, you don't need to carry. It is most likely an illusion that you're just scared to step into new, or it is something that was being repeated all the time in your past, and so you're used to it. But it's now time to break that pattern, move to the next level. So you're intending that I am letting go of this fear. And you breathe in love and breathe out peace into that space. And lovingly allow that energy to go. You don't need that energy that's been holding you back for so long that you've not been able to move to the next level. And it's time. And it's time to do what your heart is calling for. It is time to step up the game. It's time to take the leap of faith, to face the fears and be yourself. And shine what you're meant to do. Everybody is here to shine their unique gifts, their unique selves, because everybody has their own unique purpose, gifts. And, you know, you're all tuning and tapping into that energy now by breathing in love and peace into that space where you're feeling the heaviness. And as you feel this peace, you're intending that that is just released, clear. And I'm intending this beautiful energy, white light, to flow there, because under light there can be no darkness. And we're just making sure that that space is filled with light. And you're breathing into this beautiful space with love and light and peace. Breathing in love and breathing out peace. And then now you're intending that I am above this sphere. I am choosing to take my life in my hands for what I want to do, and I know will bring great joy and a lot of happiness, and knowing that that is true and not complying to things that will just fake. You know, you want to be a real authentic self. Be yourself, be true to who you are. And truly you're amazing inside, and you want to acknowledge that to yourself, that I am amazing. And knowing that I have the capacity to create my life the way I want. And that is all that is needed to begin. And let the sphere go. And now you're focusing on the end result of what you're creating by releasing this sphere, and that is just filled with light and beautiful, because it is joyful. It is something that makes your life meaningful. It makes your heart skip with a beat, because it makes you feel so excited. I want you to be excited. Replace fear with excitement of what you are creating, your dreams. Your life is beautiful. You deserve to receive that all. That is where you're heading. That is yours. Claim it now by affirming, I am there. And that is my story. That is where I am. Instead of focusing on the lack, focus where you're, the good, where you're heading. Or rather, the quicker you can claim the energy where you're heading as if it's here already, energetically you're already there, then it's just about reaching that. Physically it's easy because you're aligned inside. You're aligned to your purpose, you're aligned to what you meant to do or want to do, and you're just focusing on that, the goal, not the fear, nothing. In fact, there is only love and joy and excitement, and I just wanted to focus on that. So breathing in love and light and peace in that space, I want you to feel great on that. Gail says, I need to work on this. Well, tell me, Gail, when you think about this fear, if you want to say something on that, what do you think is blocking you? Is it real? Do you think it is something that is just that you've never done, or is it that makes you feel scared? Because if it is an illusion, then you know that this is not true. It is not who you are. The person who you are is not seen yet, that the full potential, because you haven't actually tried that. But if you've tried it and you're doubting something about you, then you are wanting to see that you're learning, you're growing, and you are only moving forward. Maybe you're worried about the pace. So Gail says, my partner of 5 years broke up with me. I'm still very much attached. I have to pave a way forward. Okay. What I'm sensing is that somewhere down the line you have given this your self-worth to this relationship, that because it broke my self-worth I'm not complete, even though it's like you've broken up, you feel attached as if you're waiting to be completed in some way from there. While rather, if you're open and vulnerable a little bit and allow yourself to step away and move forward, you'll discover yourself, and you'll discover that you'll find the person who truly matches your energy rather than trying to fit into something that wasn't. And Gail says, I created such a strong vision of a future, and his focus was very much on the things that were wrong. So I need to create a stronger space within and without. This is exactly what I'm saying. I don't think the energy of you and that guy didn't match. So you need to believe in yourself, that what you are. Yeah, Gail says yes. So you have to focus on what you are, and that you're complete, and that you're amazing. And the part where you're saying you want to create your own sacred space and work, and from there go forward, that is the right way. And I think you are doing that, but I want you to believe in that, because the more you focus on you, your energy, I'll say, think about it like, your life is a box, and in the box you're only going to focus on things that are real, what's true to you, what's here, not what was in the past, not what will happen, not what's in your imagination, not what could have happened. So you got to deal with things that are only in this box. So that way you will put your awareness only on those things and work with those things in your life, rather than feeling anything on lack. And when you're focusing on that, you build from there, and that is your resources, what God's gifts, everything that's been given, and you'll find that that's complete. That there was your mind kept feeling something is missing because it's in habit of that person, or that habit of believing that that person made you feel complete. And this whole thing was to help you to find you, actually, this whole experience, so that you could confidently go out and be and shine your true self. There you were just hidden in shadow. And great. Gail says she's happy. So let me know more on this, Gail. But I think that you're on your way. Believe in yourself is the more key. I don't think that there is anything stopping you to be yourself. It's just that you've not been yourself before so much yourself. You've just been with somebody. Now it's about being yourself, and that you're not used to. So you think that maybe I'm not doing the right thing, or maybe I'm still attached. And just focus on your box, things that are only real in your life, what's here in your life. Not anything that is past, not anything that's in your imagination. So if you're in that space, you only got to work with things that are in front of you and live with that. So with that, you're going to build your life more and focus only on that instead of the past. And that's what will bring you confidence. Gail says he's super dominant, and yes, was always being told I had to fit in. So yeah, if he said that you had to fit in, which means that he was dominant and you had to be him rather than you in a relationship. And a relationship should be about sharing. It should not be like you have to be somebody's shadow. It just means that you have to be true to yourself, and that person should like you as you are. And also listen to your opinions. So I think that you did a brave thing, Gail, for yourself. You knew that you were suffocated there, and now you are in this space to be yourself, authentic, true self. Gail says, lol, yes. Hi Anna, she's clapping. Great. I'm happy to see you guys, and thank you for such a beautiful question, Gail. I'm so glad that you brought in, because confidence is such a or rather facing something that you want to be. It's a very broad term. It could be a circumstance in your life, not about a certain specific situation. And this is and all we are learning to be and find our confidence is to find ourselves and be allowed to find that sacred space to create ourselves and who we are. What do we like? What do we don't? Can we say yes to what we want to do? Can we say no to what we don't want to do? And if we are able to be that authentic, honest, true to ourselves every single moment of our lives, we can be that with create authentic, real, honest relationships outside of our own personal work relationships. And of course, you're going to do things, or everything in your life, work, everything in that mindset of that is aligned to you. It's not like I'm going to do only things because to make money. You're going to do what makes you feel complete inside you and makes you feel good. So Gail further says, I have strong intuition normally, but it's been tested by being with someone who I let become a loud voice in my head. You know, that happens when somebody makes you feel less about you, and then you doubt that maybe I have to learn something from this person. And at that point you want to say that my wishes are also important. It may not be wow, but it's my wish. Yes, Gail, you're saying you need to unhook your heart. This, I think the word unhook, you know, it's a decision you have to make, Gail, now. That you are, you know, you have broken up for 5 years, but energetically you've not broken up. So it's a decision, if you make it now while we're talking, that it's I am ready to be myself from this very moment, and I'm complete. I'm perfect as I am, and I'm moving forward now. And nobody can hold me for being who I am, the way I am, and the person who wants to be with me would like me the way I am. Perfect. Gail says, yes, I agree on making me feel that he says he makes me feel less by doubting views on me. Yes, so you got to say, not be with people who, you know, it's like, you know, everybody are with like-minded people. So if that person, I know it could be that really doesn't like your opinions, or is really, really rude and mean, and you know, you have wonderful views, but maybe doesn't feel powerful in a relationship unless he is able to put you down. So sometimes some people are victim of just other people's insecurities. So how about that? So you think there's something wrong with you, but maybe it was all the time the other way around. And perhaps you always knew that, you saw that, and that's why it bugged you and tired you. Otherwise you would have sat there and learned something from him. So it's not like, you know, somebody telling you politely or suggesting, why don't you try this? Maybe they are really wanting to help you, but then if they're putting you down, it is completely wrong, completely wrong. And that is not, that shows that they're lacking confidence, they're lacking self-esteem, and they need support and help. So, and you're just needing to be yourself. There's nothing for you to add. You know, in fact, nobody needs to add anything in themselves. It's just to be confident or feel like they are worth something. Because if you are able to find yourself, that meaning of why you're doing something, and that makes you happy, and that makes you peaceful, that is a sign that you're going in the right direction. But if it makes you feel less than, if it makes you feel like you have to comply, or if it makes you feel angry because you can't get what you're not heard, then you know, it's suffocation. Yes, Gail says, yes, he's insecure underneath the bravado. Yeah. So I think you know the answer. It was just about facing and believing in that this is time for me to step up from this game, even though physically you're not in that game, and you need to step up from that game to a higher game for yourself, where you're only heading into what's in your box, what's in your life, what's in front of you and not behind you. You're not moving anywhere that is not connected to what's good for you, what's growth for you. And so you're just going to move in the direction of peace and happiness. And anything that comes in your way is not in the box. Get out, because that is something that's just putting you down. So that's where you're heading now, Gail. So, and it's amazing. You've done so well. I'm so proud of you that you not only went through that, but you're sharing it so confidently, because you know that that was right and you're moving forward. And so you're now going to be yourself, discover yourself, and you're now just going to build your beautiful life from that space. Make sure that when you're building your life from that space, you're not taking the past with you now. So this is the moment of decision. This is it. It's a yes to move forward only with your energies, not that person behind who you're still carrying energetically since 5 years. Oh, so you work with him as well. So this is such a important decision for you then, Gail, because clearly that person is not right for you energetically, right? And if he has been your partner, most likely your business would also, you will never enjoy doing it, even if you are making money there. And I think you need, your second step is you've moved out of the relationship. Now you have to move out of the business, ideally, I would say, because you really want your complete independence, your complete confidence, because he's there all the time still with you. No wonder you've not been able to move on. I'm living in his space. He has moved out. So you got to completely clear the whole energy from your life. It's like you're just in a cage, somehow energetically trapped under his energy. Well, you should have moved out a long time. Yes, you're a butterfly in a cocoon. Let's just say that it's not too far now to be the butterfly. You're energetically already, you know, when I said that we have to focus on the end result, you are now actually in the stage of energetically completely being aligned there. So it's not far off your result. It's just about making the decisions, saying yes to your dreams that you want to be. In fact, have a clear picture. What is that you're creating next? You know, that'll give you some focus on what you want to do next, and that'll give you more confidence that, okay, I know what I'm doing, what are my next steps. So thanks everybody for your likes there. I'm going very deep in this question, so I'm really enjoying this because it's giving a lot of perspective, and maybe a lot of people are facing similar or other situations in their lives, whether work or anything, and it's the same thing. You know, you got to step up and focus on what's right energetically. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you gotta go. You're welcome, Gail. So that was a great question. Thank you as well. So I really enjoy people asking me questions, because that gives us more practical kind of, you know, experience of what I'm talking about, and that was excellent to share that. So now, Gail, we're going to see you moving forward, and be the butterfly. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing that, and being, having your own business at some point, and very soon, because you're already skilled in what you do. You just have to do it by yourself. So, and you have a lot of skill as a coach, and I see that you've written that, and I'm empath and soul coach. So, and because of your own experience of stepping up, you know, you're going to be able to help others very well. So I'm hooting for you there. So I love helping people on connecting to their confident side, their purpose. This has been my calling, because I went through similar stages in the past, And I know how hard it is to step up and follow your dreams, and believe in yourself, and to connect to your calling, to your purpose. It could not just be personal life, relationships, but work. And oh, thank you, Gail, there again. And so I always invite people who want to work anytime with me on that. But before that, I want to share with you a link where you can actually get my free online training on how to connect to your confident purpose. And if you wish to receive that now, you can just go to www.confidentpurpose.com. It's confidentpurpose.com. I've put that link also above this live video. So if you go there and you watch it, it'll give you a lot of understanding of how to align yourself to your true purpose and move to the next stage in your life, what might be blocking you. And it gives a lot of understanding of how to find your own balance before you can actually even start thinking about, creating your big purpose. Sometimes the dreams don't go ahead because our inner turmoils are going on, or we are scattered about what we want to do. And finding all of that balance is also confidence. So if you want to have a good idea about that, do check out the link, confidentpurpose.com. And yeah, so I really enjoyed again talking with you guys, and thanks for all your likes. And if you think that this could benefit other people, please do share as well, because the more people hear this, they're going to be also benefited. So it's been a joy again to be here with you guys. And if you had any questions, even if you watched later on, please post them down. I will definitely be answering them there, or I will take them as a question for your the next Facebook Live. So I had a great time, guys. Thanks very much, and have a wonderful weekend, the rest of the weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.